not really controversial, but it's something people talk about a lot in these days.
And
Is it
since we
better to
talk,
be is it better to be married or single in these modern days?
oh wow,
Yeah, man.
I know
Yeah,
you just
man.
did wow right now.
Yeah,
If you are
man.
married, you're like, If you're not married, you're like, I mean, both
Exactly.
sides have their sides and their
Yeah,
sides.
advantages, disadvantages, merits,
In that.
demerits. They are
Exactly.
and their everything. So
oh man.
yeah, Charlie.
So
So
heads up on that.
what's your mind like?
I mean,
To be married or single? I'm married, you're single, so
exactly.
we have two different perspectives. But
Yeah, we're
you can
actually,
still have your
but then it
perspective.
feels like we'll have the perspective of the one that we don't have.
Yeah,
I think that's
exactly.
usually how it felt like.
So
Like
no,
I
so
know how being single feels.
Yes,
Therefore,
and I
want
know
to
how
be in
being
a
single
relationship.
and married feels. I've been
Yeah.
single before. and I'm
Yeah,
married,
but
so I
I
know how
mean,
both
yeah,
feel.
but at the moment, present moment, you're not in a single life.
No, I'm not. But
So
I
even
still have
though
an
you
idea.
were, it's like okay,
There'll
I
be
know
changes
how
right now if I'm not singlehood.
I
Is,
mean, huge
of course.
changes.
But I mean, still I go.
I
have
mean,
some
because if you
ideas.
say okay, when you were single back in the days, there was no AI. I mean,
that
there was
one
no
is-
AI. So there are lots of things that were not there.
Oh, that is, of course.
Capacities, Tinder, you know, some type of things.
Yeah, true.
Type of things change in a single. So like the single land it has more options, but at the same time it's very like it's a
Like
whole
some war. It's like some war right
it's
now.
a war, but at the same time it's like a whole. Like you feel like you don't have like a partner for a lot of people. So that's why a lot of people feel lonely and they're like why am I not with somebody? Why am I not tied up? That's the first thing. And then the second thing is, am I ever going to get children? That would be the thing of the single person.
Yeah.
Because as it grows,
So that's a disadvantage you're giving of being.
Yeah, that's a disadvantage like of being single. Because like in my mind, it's more like you get married. If you get married and divorce and you're single, so you have two choices when you're married. But when you're single, you don't have like the choice of being with someone.
True.
Because mostly people that are single are people that are not capable of being in a relationship because of personal choice. Like they choose to not be.
Yes.
And sometimes they don't. Because sometimes
people don't. They are not choosing. They
exactly.
They wish they were in this bad Charlie.
But they just show that it's okay to be single, YOLO, all these things.
Of course, you have to always make yourself feel better.
But as time is passing, especially with the ladies, the guys.
I want to be single.
I'm telling you, because the boys we can chop.
Yeah,
we can be chopping, and then and when we feel some way, we just go and chop, and it reduces, and you get back to work. But for them, it's like there's a biological clock, and a lot of them go bored the feminist and things. But let me talk the truth. As a woman, as you're passing your time and you're reaching depth of fertility, you feel some way. Like unless you are, let's say, quote unquote, a little bit psychopath, because it's like saying I can kill people, but if you can kill people, it means you're a psychopath. Kill people without having any feeling. Meaning, if you can pass the threshold of fertility without having any feeling about having children or not, then you're not having normal human emotions.
That's true.
So it means that as a woman being single, there is also this problem. But if you are married and you have problems, you can leave the problem.
That's true.
But if you're single to a certain level and you're getting infertile, like what are
women? I think a lot of women. I won't say all, but a lot of women, it's hard for them to talk the truth and reality when it comes to some of these things. Some of them have reached that point deep within. They wish they could have kids and all, but they've told that thing when you tell yourself a certain lie for long enough, it becomes the truth.
Yeah.
And he has a certain name, I've forgotten the name, but it becomes the truth. So it's like, I don't even want children. But deep down, they probably had a relationship or something, and maybe the person they were with messed it up. Maybe they messed it up, and now they can't find anyone. Now time is going. You have to tell yourself, I don't want it. I don't. With your mind, if some man right now, your dream man or something was to come, you would jump at him and try and get kids as quick as possible. If it wasn't like that, if your so-called dream man come, come, your dream man came, you'd be like, oh, but I still wouldn't mind waiting a bit to have kids or something. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You won't do that. So you've told yourself, I don't want
because you know what to do. Also, it's also the laziness factor. Like because it's a lot of work. Like
it'd be job rough getting to know someone and all that.
But then getting to know the person and then getting tired of the person and still being with the person pissing you off, you pissing off the person. All these messed up issues come into work. They all fall under work. So you have like this lazy person, being a single person, waking up in the morning, not having to force yourself to do some things for the other. You don't have to cook. You don't have to think about games. You don't have to think about
that is an advantage of being single. That's the freedom. It's an advantage.
It depends on if like it's like saying it's discipline is being like it's doing something that forces your discipline, good or bad, because being disciplined is complicated. If you don't have to wake up every day at 6, it's beneficial in some ways. At least I don't wake up every day, but if you want to be disciplined and for it to help you in the long run, you need to fall under this waking up at 6 every day, which is
what that one. I mean, that one is a normal adult thing that you should discipline yourself into. I mean, if you're a normal
person, I'm using discipline as an analogy to this thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. As a single person, you ask yourself, as a single person, I want to believe upon what you're saying, you'll be working or something. So in the end, some sort of discipline should be in your life.
Yeah, no, but this one requires the level of discipline that is of a higher kind. Like, I do not do things for myself. I do it for another person.
That one, it was only when you get that person that you can learn that discipline. Cause
but I mean, first of all, before you find that person, as a single person, why are they not with people? They could be with anyone, right? Yeah. But then they don't have the anyway, they don't have the capacity to be able to find the person that they want, because not the capacity, the discipline, because it requires discipline. Like, you need to know what do you like, what do you want, and then what are you ready to sacrifice for the person that you're going to be with, and then you now make the moves on, let's say, maybe a weekly basis. You have to do something towards gaining that thing that you want. I want to get married, right? So that's why churches do things like meetings of 2 things. It's because it's coming to work, right? So it's like you're single. We have identified it as 60% of a problem in the majority of the people. Because if we can debate about it, like being single, if it's good or it's bad, right? Eventually, how is it affecting the people? The people here, they're affected by being single so much that they go to church. Like, it's such a plague in the people's feelings, like being single, because of the image. I cannot debate and say, is it coming naturally or is coming from the fact society is pressuring you to do this?
I'm glad you brought that up. Exactly.
But even if pressure, because look, society pressure us to want money. Money, it does not have value.
No, it's society.
But exactly, society is pushing us. But
we are the ones who made money validate us to be special.
But as a society is doing this to you, it still doesn't remove the fact that because society made you believe this and this is how you believe it, you're still suffering. If you are suffering in that way, even the society.
If you are single and because of you being single, you feel you are suffering. I mean, that one, you know what's going on in your heart and your soul. If you feel you are suffering because you don't have a companion, then I guess yes, you have to try and do
what it takes to
something about.
I'm not talking about like
for suffering.
If it is painful, it's not painful to be single, because it's a society thing, and the society drains on the people to make them feel like, okay, being single is a bad thing, but they're still bad.
But that's unfortunate, because that's why a lot of projects enter marriages when they shouldn't. They should either, one, not be married, or two, they shouldn't have gotten married at the time they got married. But because of the thing you're saying about society.
But let me ask you a question. For example, if a game is hard, right, and then you play the game like a very complicated game, you're not going to be able to win each time. Some people, let's use football as an example. Like, you're good at football, you'll be defeating people, you'll be getting at a higher place, your score will be higher. While somebody that is working but is not working as hard as you will make stupid mistakes from the get-go in the beginning. So beginning of getting out of singledom is finding someone that will make your single double. If you go and I don't know, so let's say, for example, you're supposed to look for food, you're hungry, and instead of looking for food that will not kill you, go and take a poisonous leaf, because you're not having the knowledge enough to be able to go and take the good food. So you poison yourself and you die. This is the analogy I'm using, as you go and take a woman that's not good for you. Like, first of all, the first thing you should be doing is to look for the one that actually matches you.
But make sure that getting a woman that's good for you or not, that's why there's dating. You date. Dating is you getting to know the person. So you date for, whether you'll be dating for weeks or whatever, how long it takes you, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then you people come like, where are you running to? Where are you running to? So you people get to know each other now. You can say your boyfriend and girlfriend. But this is the thing, which else people do. Some people can pretend for a long time, not show their true character.
Yeah.
That one is there. But most people, the pretense isn't as much as most people don't pretend. Though. They are themselves. We all have flaws. No one is perfect. We all have our flaws. But that's why you see, I say most people, you have to try and be self-aware.
Yeah.
Meaning you have to know the things you are looking for and
the things you don't like.
Aren't looking for, the things you know you can't live with. A lot of people, that's why a lot of marriages and relationships are messed up, but they'll stay because maybe they both of them don't feel like they can be single. Whether I'm going through problems, it's best we are together, even though people are toxic for each other. And that's the thing. You realize the person, the man or the lady, have got some characteristics. We all have flaws, yeah, but characteristics that you can't stand.
Yeah.
These are flaws that Charlie, it will chuck you, it will piss you off in the short term, long term, it piss you off. But you'll be like, oh, you know what? There's that nonsense of what people have heard people saying it. When we marry, they will change. For some reason, people think when people get married, they change from their bad ways. I don't know where that thing came from, why you think like that, but hey, apparently that's what it is.
But I think it's also because a lot of people feel that like they will change when they enter marriage.
That's madness.
But
no, it's mad. No, what is so special about marriage? That is like you think that if you marry, think like, oh, out of nowhere, I know some shining light of love will come. And, oh my goodness, I'm sure what I'm doing is wrong, so I'll have to stop for my baby. It's like the guys who actually open their mouth and tell women that they are dating a girl, they love the girl, but like, me, I like women. Me, I like women. They've told you. Some guys actually do it, and you get married, and the guy is still chasing women, and you are here complaining and angry. I'm not saying what he's doing is right, but he actually told. Honesty is the best policy. Yeah. It's like a woman telling you, I don't cook. I don't want to cook. I don't want to cook. And you, the man, will be like, I hear you, we'll get someone to cook. She's told you. Now you are married. One day you're sitting there, oh, can you put some yam on fire? She's like, you know me, I don't want. And then you, the guy, you have to get angry. No one should get angry at the woman. She opened her mouth to tell you, I don't do this. Now, if that was going to be a problem, why did you marry her? But whether it's that you just wanted to chop or you thought love was the greatest of all, but it comes to show you that cooking is something that's important to you. Because so far she opened her mouth. If she never said it and you expect that, that's different. But she's actually told you, or like the guy has told you, I like women. Me there, I'll do everything for you, but Charlie, I'm still going to go and try and get that woman just to enjoy myself. But you there, you be wife. And you marry and you see that the guy, you are seeing messages and things. Why are you doing this to me? What? Like, I told you. So fast, the person has told you. That thing they've told you is a flaw to their character, but you've accepted it. You have to accept it forever until they realize that, you know what, this thing is some way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of people going to, you see, me, I know what I don't like in a woman. And I've seen that thing in girls. And immediately I see those things, I won't even let the thing go far. Because yeah, maybe for all I know, it go fine. I'll see some other good thing. I'm like, okay, that good is cool. So that one, but I'll marry and that thing will piss me off, and it can bring up some foolish fights in marriage. So if I see some of those things, it could be very wrong on my part, because maybe I'll be missing out on something good. But in there right now, I'm married, so I don't think about stuff like that. And I mean, my marriage, I'm in a happy marriage. I mean, to the best of my knowledge, I know I can't get up, they can't blow my own media my marriage. No. But generally, I'm in a cool marriage. You get it, but I knew what I wanted, I knew what I didn't want. And if more people were to move like that, because more people are like, we all will not be perfect. It's true. But you have to know what you can live with. You have to know your things. It's not like just straight away, now you're married, which a lot of people do. You marry, then they can't complain, then they can't complain, give somebody, and they'll tell the person like, okay, when you were dating, did you see this day? Yeah, I saw it, but I thought it would change when they marry, or I didn't think to. If it's something that used to piss you off, it's not going to change. So yeah, in case any of you, I'm giving you advice. I did drop game on you.
Gems.
Yeah, if someone has something that you think you can't live with and you're dating them, stop. It won't change. Most likely, it won't change. Don't keep being the same person, unless someone somewhere they tell themselves, "Oh, I want to switch for myself or for my significant other," which is you. People know they change you. I beg you. This marriage thing. You put it up, no, if you say you dey grow, so I have to get married. No. You go there and go and throw yourself in some toxic lava. It's worse than getting beat up physically, Charlie. I'm telling you, if you're in a marriage with someone that maybe you lost love for, or you
like Ozark.
Charlie. Yeah, man. Yeah, so
no, but I think it's painful, but then it's very complicated to not entirely. I mean, if you don't feel anything for being single, like as in it will depend. So if you feel bad when you're single, the feeling that you have of being single is is terrible, right? And I can understand that the other one too is terrible because you are with someone that pisses you off all the time, and then it's very terrible. But I don't know if we could say that that feeling of being in a marriage hurts you more. Well, it also depends on the woman, because if the woman is doing things like trying to kill you, that's that's a different
Man or
level.
woman, no only woman.
Man or woman.
Whatever they are doing to
No,
you.
the reason I'm saying woman is because we are men here.
Yeah,
right
of
now.
course.
But yeah,
Women
but-
grace. I'm sorry to say that you challenge your emotions
They
there.
try to cut your break at
Oh,
like,
yeah, no. It's happened many times.
Charlie. Oh, that story where the girl was trying to kill the guy so that they would take money. So she hired a cartel from
Yeah. I think I saw
said
that.
everywhere he had to fake his own death before they arrested her. Crazy shit like that.
That is crazy.
Like apart from that, if it's just like emotional turmoil, there is a huge emotional turmoil in being single that is not voiced out. Because like when you have the marriages and you people are arguing and everything, it's voiced out because two of you are arguing. When you're single, it's more of a depression of an alone depression because you can't even vent to someone.
I get what you're saying, but you see, even the argument matter. You see what you're saying. The argument matter. It should be argument with some sort of sense. It's not that people are not angry. You are angry, all right, but you people are each giving out your grievances, right?
Yeah.
And you are saying if you are single, you can be there. I mean, whatever depression or turmoil you are going through because you are single, you can't argue out or say something towards someone because you have no partner. Actually, I'm telling you, me just knowing from people who I know people who are counselors and stuff. Means I have people parties and stuff where we talk and all things and things like that. Charlie, marriage, the argument like if everyone could have some good like reasoning, because arguments actually they can solve issues because everyone will have grievances or something, but you should all discuss. You can have an argument. Me, this is how I see it. Everyone can be angry, but you are all adults. You should be able to find ways. If you say you and this person, you love yourselves, and if you're married, you should have some sort of friendship. Even though a lot of people don't, but you should have some sort of friendship. As much as you're angry and people probably are raising your voice, people should be able to reason out that let's try and see how we can discuss whatever it is. Whether it's okay, this is what you do. This I always try and talk out, but I don't listen. Like, okay, I've heard you. I guess maybe my mind is on. Like, try having a discussion. I know it's hard. Don't get me. I'm married myself, but a lot of things, arguments in marriage, come out from the pettiest things. And the pettiest things, they come out from that because there's something deeper that either maybe the man doesn't like talking about stuff, but more times, I'm sorry to say, a lot of times from women, because a woman will have an issue or problem that what's wrong? Nothing. Even single men know that thing when they are dating. Nothing. Like, oh, what's wrong? Nothing. And now I'm supposed just leave it alone. Now I'm supposed to be pushing. Why should I push on? If there's something you should be able, even if you talk plenty and you do this. As much as someone be angry, at least you are saying what is wrong with you, so we can try and find a solution. You say nothing, we'll go away. Then maybe 2 days later, you don't talk to me, whatever. 2 days later, you feel like you're feeling okay, then you become normal with me. But that thing is still lingering there. We'll have another argument in 2 months or something, and it just explode out of you. And then you as a guy, or less even woman, but we are using guys, you as a guy are probably like, but this thing I thought everything was fine. Like, because we didn't bring it up again, you said nothing. So for my mind, okay, cool. Even though I can literally see you are angry or pissed off, I just leave it alone and we are okay again. You're like, it's not okay. It did this, and then it just brings up more arguments. Instead of you talking about it, trying to discuss things. You get it. So me, with what you're saying, I hear you. Even though you are two people, but in the end, both of you have to have some sort of understanding. Some sort of.
But I mean, if
Let me show you one person. I'd rather be single than be in. I'd rather be single with the depression thing you're talking about than be with somebody that I probably argue with a lot. I'd rather be single.
But it also depends on what people like as partners, right? Because of the spectrum of what love is. Somebody arguments is what the love is. Like it's very hard for us to comprehend because of how
that's what some people say.
Some people they like to be beaten sexually, for example.
Yeah, I get it.
That's a love. That's like I'm showing you love.
What you're saying, you're not wrong at all. Some people there are people who say if you and your partner don't argue or fight anyway, then the guy doesn't love you or something. Me, I've heard people say that before.
That's some people's perspective.
No, that's their perspective. But I can show you something. I'm not going to say anything like they are wrong or no. But you have to go deeper. A lot of people who probably have those kind of perspectives is probably because of how they grew up. It's probably what they saw in the house. If someone is there saying like the boyfriend or whatever, or even the girl is abusive, verbally or physically, and they take it as love, and they love I'm sure if you go deeper, you realize that they probably saw their parents or an older brother or sister or something going through that. So because, and if they saw it from a young age, to you it means it's normal. It does not mean it's not. Just because you say that, it doesn't mean it's normal. It's because you've seen it. I can bet you, if you talk to other people who say those things, and they're supposed to be a therapist or psychiatrist by them, and they ask them about their life, this, you realize that it's something they saw from a young age. So by all means, that's what, and that's how it is usually. That's why we say raising. If you raise a child properly, like say thank you, do this, don't hit people when you're angry, this, and you also have a child where they do stuff like that, and you don't rebuke them or whatever, don't grow up and think that the bad thing they're doing is normal, right? Because you didn't put them in the right place. And they cannot even know that's what I saw. I mean, my parents did it. And I can't blame them because no one put them on the right path. So to them, yeah. So when someone comes telling you that, yeah, me, I've heard that thing before. Me, I've told people, I've had guys who have girls, and the girls are like that toys. I'm like, Charlie, you, the thing, I'm sure it turns you on. And it probably did, because something like that. Me, if I had someone abusive tells me something, I go dog them. I'll leave them. Like, it's toxic. Why should I be in this? But people stay thinking that's love because that's what they've probably seen. If they're in the house and since their birth, since they be kiddies, infants, toddlers, they heard their parents fighting, insulting each other, constant. Some will say, oh, their parents, but those people are very in love. Maybe they are. I don't understand how love works with everyone. I'm not going to get that and say they weren't. I won't say that, but maybe they really were. That's how they show their love. But love isn't something that comes out of fighting. That's not proper love. If that was proper love, then we all, with our kiddies and things, will always be shouting at them and acting harsh towards them. I like, if you say that is what love is, that's what you say love is to you. Fine. I'm not going back. You are a liar. That's what you say. But if you are there, I can bet you those were your kids will sit there and grow and be their marriages. And a lot of parents who probably did that, maybe they come to visit and they see their child doing that. Oh, put their child aside now. Why? Why are you acting like that? Because maybe now they've grown and realized what they were doing self is no good, or even they haven't realized, they probably didn't realize they were doing that, and they see their kids doing it. So when you see your child doing that, like practice what you preach. Like, it's like, you don't see it, but you see it's like, what you're doing is not right. And your child is like, but so you and daddy doing it, and then you be like,
practice what you preach.
Exactly. Which most people don't do. So that one, if you are then saying like abuse and fighting and stuff, that's how you show love. I'm like, okay, but you have to be sure about this. So before the abuse turns to death one day, then your kiddies are in there, they don't have a father again, or they don't have a mother again. Then what you say, that was the ultimate love. They took you away, so that's the ultimate love. Oh, okay. Two things. They should choose their own, man. But Charlie,
because like love is only pointed as love with tragedy. If there's no tragedy, there's no.
That's love. Madness. But
that's what romantic this thing is about. That's why when you have it enter inside the woman's this thing, like Davido said, is no means say I love you, no means I will put my leg for fire. So the woman in her mind of romanticism, she's like thinking of Prince Charming. That comes and cuts.
Women are just in love with ideas and stuff. When it comes to the reality thing, that's when things can go hard for most of them. But
of course, the reality thing, it can never be possible that your husband is the one to kill the dragon. That's how it works. Like you slay the dragon and figure after you find out that your husband is not that strong.
If you've gone and put some idea in your head about how I am and that's not how I am, that'd be your matter.
Sorry.
That'd be your matter.
Sometimes the guys too in the life. But that's the thing about like doing the transition from single to marriage, right? You have to be honest. Like, so if you fail the first step
most people are not
of the thing, you're not being honest, then you're not going to have a good relationship. Because your honesty is lacking before you enter marriage. So when you enter marriage, then the honesty will now have to come out because you cannot be with the person and not be honest. So the truth will now be coming out. And when the truth comes out, it creates chaos in the marriage. That's what the problem is. So it's like, and I think that's why in every religion, they talk to the people separately, together. Or they get the therapist to speak to the people so that the people realize that what they're about to do is not a joke. And then they vet them and see, do you really want to do this? Are you sure that this is the right person for you? Are you sure that it's not because you are lonely that you just want to hop up into a relationship? Have you studied yourself? And they do it for a couple of weeks. And after this couple of weeks, then the person that was helping them sees, okay, I think we have shown you enough people that have been together and the things that they went through and how hard it was for you to come and make up a decision about this act that you're about to make. But even with that, the people have made their mind in in not in the terms of not a calculated mind, but an emotional mind of the moment. So the transition of single into marriage now becomes a problem because the vetting has not been done. Even when the others come in, you people want to keep this lie going when you know very well. So it's something like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, like that relationship, how it started would have been the only way that it can end. Because I mean, you're taking somebody's boyfriend or somebody's husband. There is no way that this person will stay. He will go with someone else. The way I think Ben Affleck did this, something like that. So it's like with time, this person will come back to the thing that he did, and that's the first information you have about this person, that this person can cheat. So if you are single and you are entering into a marriage with someone that can cheat, knowing this variable, and then they are telling you, are you sure this person you want to marry? Do you know that sometimes this that, and then you're saying no, she will never cheat on me, knowing very well in your mind that the reason she's with you
people always want to feel like they are the special ones. I mean, that's why a guy will go and snatch someone's girlfriend from him, and the girl becomes his girlfriend. You think someone can come and snatch because you are so special? Me there, no one can come and take care from me. People always want to feel like they are the golden child, the special ones.
And then the problems are coming when she starts coming out and everything. You're like, you can't be doing this to me. You're like, that's
what it is. But so I mean, I guess we still haven't come to which one is better. But in the end, we've talked mostly about being single. With marriage, I mean, marriage has a lot of advantages and disadvantages. The thing is, first of all, marriage is when two people come together formally, like in a formal or legal way for everyone to know that they are a union. You get it? So when you're married, I mean, advantages of marriage. Well, in most people's heads, but usually compared to a single person, you will be fed. You will get food to eat. And that's something a lot of single. You get food to eat. You will get a family to build, meaning you and I will get your children, your kid or kids, get your family, your own family unit, all that. You have someone that will support you, the man and the woman. Both of you have your supposedly you're supposed to have each other's backs to be able to help one another. Best of worlds. Yeah, exactly. Do this and that. And I mean, I guess it comes to the support. You will be able to get the mind of the other. If you want to do something, be able to see if you can seek advice or clarification about some things, and you having a significant other can help you have a better idea about other things. You understand? So I mean, marriage has some advantages, and me personally, I think marriage is good, but you have to look in yourself to see if you are correct for marriage, if you think you can marry, because it comes with a lot of things. And once again, like marriage also has disadvantages. To me, a disadvantage of marriage, like as I said, you being fed and everything. You go and get married as a man, you're there thinking, oh, this woman, she has never cooked for you or anything. I think because you get married, she's a wife, so that's a duty. Then she'll never cook for you. You're going to be there getting angry. You're angry about what? You did it, she never did it, so why would you just automatically think she's going to do it for you? So the disadvantage of marriage, with marriages, you don't have freedom anymore. You can't just be getting up and doing the things you used to do as a single person. Some people do that, but in the end, it brings problems. Yeah, then you get up, like let's say it's a Friday, you come back home 6, you bath, you go out. Not saying don't go out, but you go out from 7, then you come back home at like 6 in the morning. Some people have understandings with their wives. I know my Friday, my Saturday, so and so, I've got it for myself. There's nothing wrong with that. But to me, if it's like something like a constant thing, they go out, they come late, you're married with children, you shouldn't be doing that. There's not something as your kids are growing, they should be seeing their father doing, especially if it's something that's affecting their marriage. So a disadvantage, some people could argue that it's not a disadvantage, but if you want your freedom, then don't get married. If you get married, you can. If you have an understanding spouse, you can have your freedom to a certain degree. But of course, you yourself, you should know you can't just go, even as a woman, anytime not there you want to go out or no. Everyone will look at you, will look at you some. So the disadvantage of marriage is your lack of freedom.
But I think that can be argued though. Like,
of course, it can be argued
because of how different freedoms are. Somebody's freedom could be
but that's what I'm saying. It depends on the kind of relationship you and you people probably come to understanding. That's why there are open marriages and things. That's why. But then in the end, with how marriage is supposed to be,
I'm not even talking about open marriages though.
No, but I'm saying like,
if you have open marriages, like you're getting
it's
that
because
freedom.
most people will argue against that. That's between you and if both of you.
No. I get it.
Yeah.
What I meant in freedom's ways, like because that's still going towards that type of freedom, like freedom. I'm talking about maybe freedom for you is not that. Maybe having that will not give you freedom. So maybe having freedom is children, for example. So maybe it's like you want to have children. Like that is what will give you the freedom. So if they're like, oh, you don't have to go out every time. Maybe you're not even somebody that goes out all the time. Maybe you don't like to sleep with many women. Maybe what you like to do is sleep with one woman, which happens. You can what again? Responsibilities. So maybe the responsibilities is something that how do you call it? It's sort of like it drives your ambition in some way. So let's say if when you don't have a girl, you don't fight as hard as when you have a girl. So when you have a girl, then it fuels you to work and all this type of thing. So that, I mean, it's debatable to say, is it really a jail for everyone, or is being outside a jail for some? Because the freedom of being, because when you're alone with no one, the reason you feel lonely is because I saw this quote on TikTok, right? Where they said, if they give you time to do whatever you want to do, is it? I forgot what they said. I forgot. It's like what he was trying to say is that is it freedom to be able to do what you want, or it's I totally forgot what the thing was.
I think I get what
what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, like, if for you going out is a freedom, for someone else going out is a fear.
Yeah,
you see, it's a problem.
Let me show you some what you're saying. I get what you're trying to say. Like this, you going deep. Most people, what you're saying, most people, the freedom will be, I want to go out. It may be the fear matter. For most, this Ghana we are in, for most men who get married, their freedom is, I want to be able to do what I want.
Shoot the other women.
That one, what you're saying, I get it, but that's going in depth and deep. On the surface, most people's freedom is, even with some women, they get married and realize, hey, so this is what it is. I have to take care of kiddies, and now they want to see if they can be going out a little more. They probably have some friends who are single, especially girls who get married young. And Friday night they talk to them, hey, we are going here, we are dating here, and she has to be changing diapers and whatnot. She wish she could have that freedom. Her husband too will come, then maybe they'll get some argument or something. She wish she could have that freedom of, oh, how's this part going? They don't have to tell anyone I'm going here. They can go as long as they want. And for those friends too are wish they were married. That's how life is. That's just how life is. You understand?
So it's like, because
that's why you have to know what you want.
Yeah. I think
because those friends who also wish, they'll probably go and get married, and then they'll be there like, they'll have some who probably like, Charlie, me, I'm happy here, and they'll have some who be like, hey, what's this? You have to know what you want, because the thing is, marriage, me, is I've forgotten where in the Bible said, but marriage is not for everybody. It's not. You marry because you are ready to be selfless towards someone. Because if you have someone, a lot of things you used to do and stuff, you have to cut them out. It's the truth. The same for the person. You have to be selfless. You have to be ready to compromise. You have to be ready to do things for this person. That when you're single, you have girls or guys, they'll say this. You can easily be like, Charlie, nah, I don't want to. And you won't feel anyway. If you marry, you have to be ready to do all of that.
Yeah.
You marry you now get children. You have to be able to sacrifice a lot of your things, because you probably still like a lot of things for your children. A lot of people are not ready to do those things, but they get up. I want to marry. Now, if you start asking them these questions that seem like they are so difficult, you see that they'll be at a standstill. Like, hey, some will lie, oh, me, I'm ready. When they enter, because people they talk, they can talk. When you enter, it's like, hey,
that one there is different.
If I want to do this, why?
Yeah, so being single.
Being single and married, I mean, so what's the consensus here? Which one is better?
I think being married is better for me.
You see, I would want to agree with you about, from knowing marriages from when I was young, from family members to friends I know to elderly people I know and stuff, Charlie, I can only say I've probably seen, it's probably not a handful of people that actually are happily married.
But it's not possible to be like, it's not possible for majority.
No, so ask yourself a question. When I say happily, it's not that it's
too bad.
No, it's not like when I say happily married, oh, that means, oh my goodness, you found a rare gem in marriage, that, oh, they're always jolly. I'm not saying that, but
I know what you're talking about.
To the point that they actually be cool with themselves. Of course, they fight, but they are cool with themselves and them.
About what you mean.
I'm saying more people. A lot of people can pretend in town and think everything is cool, but through other people, they can let you know that Charlie, it's not rosy like that. But me, I've like from childhood and stuff. If you observe, you look at things. I observe things a lot. You realize that people are messed up, and then you also hear if it's through family or whatnot. You hear the stuff, and then at the point you realize they've separated. It's not even divorce. They've separated. They don't stay with each other anymore and stuff. Because it's not like they know they go on.
But you see, it's not possible that majority of people succeed in marriage because marriage is complete. It's hard. It's hard work.
So why don't they succeed? Meaning, a lot of people should not be married, or they shouldn't marry at the time they marry. Maybe if they had waited a bit more, there are some things you would have learned through dating or whatever. And realize that Charlie, this time, I don't like.
Time is a good thing, but that's why if we also forgot time actually to be honest, because if you are 18, you need to experience things to be able to understand what marriage is. You cannot understand it, so you need failures, complications in love, to be able to do that. Now some people are like they have qualities like innate qualities, and they enter marriage and they're able to design the thing.
Yes, that one.
And then we have the majority that cannot. So it's like an institution now needs to be built where we try as much as possible to help these people that will fail no matter what.
Anyway,
because they will fail. Because anything that requires hard work, majority of humanity fails.
Yeah, it's true.
Like you have let's make I don't know, guitars, and you have people that make fake guitars more, and the guitars are so plenty that they're useless. While the ones that are good are very few. So you have very few marriages that succeed. That is normal, but that doesn't discard the fact that it is good.
Yeah.
But you need to know how to get to marriage to be able to say I am married. Otherwise, you're not even qualified to say married. You can make the largest with the most amount of money and spend have the best pictures. Everybody's talking about marriage everywhere in the world and still fail horribly like Kim Kardashian and Kanye West because you did not even check the base of marriage. You can say Kanye West, he doesn't understand, he doesn't comprehend problems like how the woman is and the issues that are there. Can you take let's take someone like Offset and Cardi B. If you want to marry Cardi B, you have to be ready in your life to go to a restaurant and then meet a group of guys that are laughing. And when you go and you ask them and they tell you, we're all chewing Cardi B at the back of some this thing, you have to understand.
I can't disrespect my wife. She's giving herself to she's a celebrity, so your life is for everybody.
It's for everybody. Yeah. So the
commentaries that are sexualized and guys are watching it, why are you going to get
exactly? And they brought out, because I saw some videos about her stripping and they saw videos of her naked and this. So it means that people have seen your wife's nakedness.
You marry her, you are accepting that.
Exactly. So you have to realize that as you step into this relationship, this is what's going to happen. So Kanye West entering into this relationship, you have to realize that.
No, but it sounds like Kanye West one. The reason I don't ever feel he's married right now. I hope everything works out. Even though they looks like a Kim clone.
Yeah. He's not realizing. You see, that's the problem.
But this is the thing. There's a song on his album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fancy, Hell of a Life.
Yeah.
This time, I remember when I heard the verse, I'm like, this guy, and then 2-3 years later, he came in my mind. I'm like, he knew what you were saying. Wait, I think it's the third verse. He's like, I want to marry a porn star and live in a big house.
Yeah.
I remember when I heard, I'm like, I'm not dumb about this guy crying, eating lyrics.
But maybe he was already hooked with Kim.
They haven't seen themselves yet. At the time he was working on it, they haven't seen themselves yet. Okay. That's what I'm saying. It's like a year or two later or something, they're like, they met somewhere and they're like, now this stuff. But he's already said he likes porn and stuff.
Yeah, so it's like he's already
he manifested it for himself.
He's already in the wrong state of mind. And I understand though, because hip hop being such a young genre, they've not yet realized truly what it does take to really be married.
Yeah.
Because being married is not we marry for 10 years and divorce. Being married means
people marry over butterflies and stuff.
Exactly. Oh my God. And then I want you and everything.
The way it comes fast is the same way it disappears.
I'm telling you. And you don't realize that it is in good and bad. Meaning, what I was watching Breaking Bad again, like rewatching it.
The greatest.
You know what really blows my mind that I really loved about the writing in this thing is how the woman came back to help her husband. It's like
Charlie,
it's real.
That's one of those.
Against her sister and the sister's husband.
Yeah, but that's what they tell. When a woman really loves a man,
Yes.
That's why everyone can see the man is messed up,
but she can
but
see
the woman is
the thing
still
inside. So that's the type of woman that you need to analyze that she can be in your life.
That's what we call the ride or die.
The ride or die, man. Yeah, but sometimes the ride or die too is also on spectrum because
of course,
the person might not kill for you, but the person can really help.
When they say ride or die, it means
she will die for
ride
you.
into the rules for law.
Yeah, ride or die.
I'm here for you. If she find out say your job, the money laundering, she's a woman of dignity, blah blah. Like, you know what? If you believe in it, I'm there for you. If one go back, she's there for you.
Yeah, that's the thing that really blew my mind in the Breaking Bad thing. And if you do something like that, then if you are like that, and then the other person feels like that, the only bad part is that the Walt was not like that towards his Skylar. If he was,
then when your ego comes and eats
exactly, that's all. Otherwise, it would be like what's the name, Bonnie and Clyde situation.
Yeah,
they all die together, but they live together. It's they would
never fall off, Charlie.
Yeah, they will never break apart because it's not about.
And I think if you're able to find that type of thing is beautiful. Yeah, it's a rare thing, but that's where if people can come to like
understanding
one type of like one hive mind, reasoning,
understanding, just come together.
Before you come like that, aside love, you actually have to be friends. Yes. That's what a lot of people just marry. You have to actually be friends.
Of course, like if you have to plug the thing to the PC and plug it to the electricity. It won't work if you don't do both things. So you need to have the love because the love will go. So what would stay if the love is no more there? Because the love will go, sex will go.
Either you then your libido will go, the woman will probably not look as attractive to you anymore.
With man's libido going down, is it true? Is it real or men are just lying?
No. Libido, no, we can't.
You don't want to fuck again?
No, this is the thing. Your libido can come down. It doesn't mean like you can't give birth again. You won't have. The libido coming down doesn't mean you don't want to have. It just means like how maybe when you're in your 20s or 30s, it's not as much. You still want to have, but it's not those times. Charlie, hey, I want you to if you chop this. Most men, and this is the thing, a lot of men, the thing is they miss the feeling when you're in 50s and 60s. That's why they take drugs and stuff. They miss how the feeling is, but it's not that the libido is there. They just miss the Charlie, if I get this. And a lot of men, girls will tell you when they have this, some of these sugar daddies, they think, how long does it take before it comes out? It's just that with the mind, they remember how that feeling was. But it's not like the libido did it. For you to have a libido, you have to take care of yourself. Good health, working out and stuff. If you're there, I'm not saying you want to have sex, but it won't be like when you were young.
Yeah.
That's why they try and do all these medicines and stuff to try and boost it up. But anyone will tell you, if you like take care of yourself, your libido will reach even your old age and things. It probably won't be as much as that, but it will still be at a certain place. As for giving birth and things, men can always give birth unless maybe something happens to that place and you're infertile. But so you're in your 80s or 90s.
Of course.
If you go and watch a lot of those people who are older that will give birth, they probably didn't do anything. Maybe the girl just sat on them. Finish. You go see the guy there, the small walkie tire. No.
Anyway, so that is the episode.
My single people, don't rush into marriage. Don't rush into marriage. If you are lonely, I'm sorry about that. If you are rushing guys, stop rushing guys. Man, don't rush. Some guy will be there expecting you to cook for him. You don't
think deeply before you enter marriage.
Some ladies there who just likes fighting. You think, she fine. You go and enter marriage, you will fight with you over any and everything. Marriage hard. So think about it. If you are a marriage type, do it. Think about it. If you are not, don't do it.
Alright, guys. This was another WeTalk episode podcast, and we are out.
Peace to you. We love you all.